We are the weirdos, mister.
All right, well, now that I'm nice and clean, y'all, I have been watching Fab Socialism. My black creator of this video has 200 some odd K subscribers. I love the deep dives. And I was just watching her video on HelloFresh and listen, before I get into the work drama, the work tea, I just want to say this. There's a reason that I jokingly, but also seriously, am I kind of only want to be sponsored by booze and adult toys. Because I know for sure what I'm getting into, you know what I mean? I like to drink. It's a nice time. I don't get drunk, not anymore. I'm too old. Now, if you get drunk at this age, baby, it's going to be 3 weeks of recovery. You're just going to be it's going to be bad news. So, but I really like that because we've had so many different situations with sponsorships where it's just what is even happening? Why are we utilizing these companies? And to that point, the whole thing with a big thing with HelloFresh is how the workers keep trying to unionize and the unions keep busting it. They keep doing union busting, excuse me. And I am a member of a union working for USPS. And I know people have their thing about unions oh, it allows lazy people to work. And it does. I'm not gonna lie. I wish that I could tell you that that's not true. But quite frankly, there's someone in my office who, without a doubt, if this was a regular job without any unions, without a doubt, he would have been fired. But so too would I. And I work hard. But he would have been fired. He quite literally at every turn, if anybody tells on him, he then takes it out on the whole office and just works extra slow. And the thing is, it's hot as shit right now. So with him doing stuff like that, with him being all I'm gonna work extra slow, it means we have to be out in the heat longer. It's just really shisty and it does suck. But on the plus side, I have been able to be hey, you're doing too much. You're not doing this right. I'm walking the hell out of here today and I'm calling my union rep. Because at a regular job, had I just walked out and been nope, enough's enough. I'm having a meltdown. Please leave me the fuck alone. They would have been oh, you're fired. You know what I mean? I would not have been able to come back and work. So, double-edged sword. Also, the other messed up thing about it is, oh my God, my eyes are so red. That's not the messed up thing. I just forgot that I didn't put my eye drops in. So whatever. You're getting red-eyed. My eyes have been super red and irritated because it's super humid. And union, back to that, work. So I don't know how many of you know this, but there is a potential for UPS to strike July 1st. This is a nightmare for USPS because we have a clause in our union that we're not allowed to strike. We are not allowed to strike. And that is what's making all of this stuff that's happening right now so much worse for us because we can't just be fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. So we have to keep going into work. We can't strike. We're not allowed to strike. And the only thing that's going to happen at this point, if they continue the way that they are currently continuing, which I'm sure they're going to because they just really think that they have the upper hand, is a lot of people are just going to quit. Everybody who can retire, I said this in the last video, is going to retire. And what's happened or going to happen is what's already happened in my office. Y'all, we have now lost KJ, Madeline's boo. He now works for UPS. Funny story. And we also lost Josiah. I think he needed to take care of himself. And I'm glad. He's freshly 21. And I'm you know what, boo, go take care of yourself. Get an education. For whatever that's worth these days, because honestly, they don't even care anymore. They're putting us further and further into debt, right? And what's always going to boggle my mind and I'm going to use the phrase grind my gears. Do you know what really interrupts my spider's web? Is the concept that you could spend upwards of euro money, not like grants or whatever, but upwards of 60K on a job or on an education. And then here's the part that makes me want to punch out a wall is like, how do you do all of that and then you don't get a job that's worth that? Like if you owe $60,000 in student loans, I just don't understand why your job, like no job should pay less than that. You know what I mean? Like entry level, none of them, you know, because you spent this money. And it's so funny to me because you always have the elitist and the caste systems here. And I'm not using like that gross dog whistle form of elitist. I'm talking about people who truly do think that they're better than you because, you know, you work at Chick-fil-A or you work at Chicken Express. God damn, Chicken Express has some really good fried pickles. And they also have these jalapeno poppers that are just, anyways, let's move that to the side. But they think that they're better than you, like somehow they're like, see, this is what happens when you don't have a college education. Talking out of their ass, not realizing that a lot of people do have a college education. They just can't get a job because these jobs are like, yeah, we need you to have a bachelor's degree and we're gonna pay you $15 an hour. And here's the thing, if you're gonna go to like a corporate job and get paid $15 an hour, you may as well go to McDonald's and get paid $15 an hour, because at least then you don't have like the weird lighting and the stupid huddles and like Janice over there who wants to tell you about our cats. You know what I mean? Like everybody collectively hates working there. So like you all have, you know, you're all just like, because all of us at the post office, we're getting to where we hate it. So listen.
Thank you, Dr. Roxo, for being with us.
I was really about to call this woman my Annette, but I love Annette so much. So she is my Annette. I love her. So we're both just like, oh my God. Remember a long time ago, I told y'all about Bill and I was like, I told y'all that this man told me that he drank some like really nasty whiskey, like some disgusting, some really gross whiskey. And I was like, bro, and he was like, well, it gets the job done. And I was like, bro, I think you have a problem. Like, nigga, you all right? And the answer is no, he's not okay. Please, someone send him some help. But he is doing better. Anyways, she was saying that she's becoming like Bill because the thing about Bill is every day in this office, I shit you not, every day, he's just like, I hate this place, hate it. Hate this place, like every day. One parcel drops, he hates it. He just like loses his entire spirit. Like you can actually see like his spirit leave his body. Like when a package drops, you can see it just kind of float out the back end of him and just be like, as like he's just losing every ounce of like joy that he has. Do you know what I mean? It's pretty, it's like sad, but like funny, because if we don't laugh, we'll all just... Anyways, so she's like, I feel like I'm turning into Bill because I hate this place. I was like, girl, me too. And we got to talking because it's just like, it's so frustrating because we're having to basically sing for our supper. And it really makes me mad because they're always trying to ask all this extra shit of you. And I'm just like, boo, you took damn near 10K a year away from me. I ain't got no extra for you, all right? Like people, there's some people who, if we're seeing like a rise in people kind of being upset that like their mail is getting returned. And like, here's the thing, if the address is even remotely incorrect, we're not looking no more because it's extra time and they're not trying to like pay us properly. So a lot of the, like I said before, a lot of that extra stuff that people used to do, like know your name and know your apartment number, people ain't doing it anymore. They're just like, nope, they gotta fix it. We're not gonna keep arguing. Because like I've gotten my DPS, which I've told y'all before, but if you're new here, my DPS is like the machine sorted mail that is in my route order, right? And the thing, I forgot again. Listen, every video I'm gonna have to go and sharpen my eyebrow pencil because of who I am as a person, and I need you to be supportive. Thank you. Like y'all, one day this is my curbside, which that's getting more and more rare to have curbside. What in the hell happens to any of the things that I have? Let's not talk about my disorganization because it honestly will hurt my feelings.
Your attitude is unacceptable with what it...
All right, so anyways, what I'm getting at is when they're like trying to get us to do extra stuff, when you have a package in your mailbox, like I pick that up, right? And I scan it and do all these things. Anyways, the point is, on my curbside, I had a package in there. And it looked like it was like Stitch Fix or whatever they were sending back. But baby, when I went to like reach for it, there was a Yellow Jacket very busily like building its nest. And I was like, oh, absolutely not. That package is staying there. So I sent a message to Aaron, be like, hey fam, there's a package to pick up, but there's a yellow jacket in there. And I just went on about my business, finished the curbside, and I see that he's got a text where he's like, oh no, we absolutely have to pick up this package. We have to pick it up. And I'm like, and he's like, what, are you allergic to bees or wasps or something? And I'm just like, bro, I don't have time for this, and I've already left the area. So anyway, I get back to the office. Now this man, I really don't know who he thinks that I am. And so he's like asking me, he's like, oh, are you just like allergic to like bees or wasps or something? I was like, sir, I don't know. Because unlike some people, I'm not gonna fuck around and find out. Thank you. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here. Like, I'm not doing it. And he was just like, well, if it was like a nest or something, that'd be one thing. But one wasp is not gonna fly. This is where Bill comes in, and I love Bill, because Bill goes, actually it will. And I was like, Bill, bitch. He is funny. Sometimes, like, he really, he cracks me up. So, this man is over here just upset. And I was like, no, y'all, every day, y'all will say safety depends on me. Well, guess what? I'm not getting stung. And he was like, well, you can't. And I said, listen, if I get stung, I'm going home. I am going home. The sigh he let out, he was just like, ah. He was so upset. And I was like, yeah, no. You don't understand. If I get, because it's hot. And I mean, the humidity out here right now it's beyond, okay? I am in North Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth area. The fact that it's as humid here as it normally is in Houston, I can't. You know what I mean? I can't deal with it. Your skin is swollen. I have a mystery bruise here. I don't even know how I got this thing. I don't think it's that. Well, it could be that. But yeah, no, it is that. Because I also have like, maybe that's my other wrist. Yeah, that's my other wrist. But like, I have this mystery bruise. How'd I get it? I don't know. Because it's so humid that your skin is like bloating out. And I, as an ADHD autistic person, I'm constantly bumping into things. And I say ow probably 3,000 times a day. It's untoward, right? It doesn't make, but like every time I bump myself, ow. It's like this reminder. Like I just started making the sound at one point just to like know that I hurt myself so that maybe hopefully I would pay attention to it, like, and not just be bleeding for like an hour and not notice. That's the point, you know, like just ow. But now I've made it to where just like it's my alarms that I'm trying to set up to remind myself. It just doesn't work out. It's sad, it's embarrassing, and mostly I'm humiliated. Anyway, I was like, no, it's not gonna happen. If I get stung, I'm going home. And he was just like beyond himself. I'm like, you gonna have to have the RCIs deal with it. And I don't want to be that asshole, but I will be that asshole because I'm not getting stung and dealing with stingy, hot skin. Kiss my ass, okay? All right, so I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do with my eyes yet. Mans was actually very upset that I was just like, you are not gonna catch me doing this for you. Like, I'm so sorry. Oh, Jesus. That was more than I had anticipated happening here. So this is gonna kind of be an all over the face situation, right? This is more of a topper, but I have like a bit of an idea. I'm gonna just like use my finger in here and just do that. There we go. There we go. We got it. Anyway, so that's happened. And then they have the nerve after they've cut our pay to talk to us. Literally, y'all, they're in these streets telling us like, to do the outreach program to help the post office make money. And I'm like, so you cut my pay and then you want me to spend time talking to people to potentially grow business. Yeah, you can eat my ass. Nah, I'm not doing that. Just eat shit. So like nobody is in a good mood, and like it's making me like, am I already a bitch? Yes. You know what I mean? Am I just like regularly just kind of bitchy and mean? Like, yeah, I am. But ooh, I'm cool tonight. Yeah. Anyways, but like my bitchiness is normally targeted. Do you know what I mean? Like normally when I'm like, it's normally got like a base, it's got a situation where I'm like, somebody's gonna get it and there's a reason that they're going to get it. Do you know what I mean? So I just don't know. I don't know. this might not be the shade that I wanted to use here, and I've already got it down, so I'm gonna go in, ouch, right in my eye socket. I'm gonna put this in my inner eye, but what I need, anyways, it's just been very frustrating because it's just, we're constantly sitting here watching these people. Yeah, I'm gonna use this green right here and just kind of like push it. There we go. There we are. That's what I wanted. I like that. Let me bring you in so you can see what's happening. Now, all of that to say, even though a lot of what's going on with this job is extra shitty, and I do mean like extra shitty, even though that a lot of that is happening and it just really sucks, and it kind of, honestly, it does make you feel like punching like the walls and like everything. It just makes you like furious. You're just like, I'm so angry all the time. To where you just get like not just like slightly angry, just like fully, just like I'm gonna walk out. Cause like the packages, the amount of packages that I deliver every day is upwards almost 300 sometimes, you know, because people didn't stop ordering shit. Everybody orders everything online, and I'm one of those people too. And obviously it's a capitalism problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's obviously a problem with capitalism. I'm gonna just pop this up here because I just feel like it's a little lacking, and I just need it to like have just like a little bit of love. Oh, that's working. That's more of what I wanted. Anyways. But even with all of that, you know, again, there are things about this job that I truly do enjoy. And one of the things is like all of my animal friends. So I'm going to insert a few little videos here of the animal friends. But before I do that, I want to tell you, before I insert it, okay, I wanted to tell you, like, it's all on my curbside. Texas is such an interesting state. I mean, yes, is it ruled by an evil governor who's just like trying to ruin our lives at every turn? You're damn right it is. But do we also have the added benefit of people having like a load of wild animals that they probably shouldn't have? Yes, we do. There's one house, I was like, man, I swear I saw an emu. The guy came out one day, I was like, hey, bruh, am I losing it? Or did I see an emu back there? He was like, oh yeah, I got 3 of them. This man has 3 emus. Tres. 3 emus in his backyard. He also has like, I think, llamas. Anyway, here's some of my animal friends. These are the scapegoats. Show everybody how you've escaped outside of the lines. I see you, goats. You're up to no good. This is cool as fuck. There's a hawk doing hawk falcon things. I don't know the difference between a falcon and a hawk, but it's got something to eat over there. I don't like that I'm really, but like, how cool is that? Yo! All right, back to work. So, you know, that does make it worth it. The little animal friends kind of make like life worth living. I'm like, oh, look at you out here living your best animal life. Like, they really are. They're just like, the goats are like my favorite, especially because like, I don't know, there's something about when you look at them and they're just kind of looking back at you and you're like, did y'all escape? Every day. And they kind of give me like attitude. They look at me like, girl, you are not the boss. And I'm like, show you right. I'm sorry, little goats. Like, I apologize for being in your business. I should be in my black business, and I'll let y'all be in your goat business, because how rude of me. How rude. I'm kind of starting to look like a fruit, and I like that because it is, after all, Pride Month. Speaking of Pride Month, I'm going to end this on a bit of a personal tale, right? So I have made, I made a video maybe last year. I'm not really sure. Who knows? Who knows about when I make things? I don't know. What is time? But I made a video about being ace, and I was like, yeah, I discovered I was ace. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that today because, you know, it is Pride. And also, I'm an oversharer, so you're welcome. What was interesting to me, I feel like for me, the most interesting part about being like, oh yeah, this all makes sense now, is I think what really got me was like, I was able to kind of trace back, and it really started to make sense when I started tracing back like the little things, you know what I mean? Like, and by little things, they're big things, right? Because like, when I discovered that everyone didn't immediately take a shower after the deed, I was like, what? Are y'all serious? And they're like, yeah, why would you do that? When I also discovered that everybody didn't also change their sheets immediately, I was like, yeah, no. Obviously, part of that is the autism and sensory issues, but like the other part was like, I just did not. I much preferred to like pretend like that whole thing didn't happen. I was like, all right, well, let me get to bed. Get out of my house. I'm sorry I'm laughing. I just can't help it. Like, sometimes the reason I'm laughing is because I consider, like, I have to think how those people had to have felt. You know what I mean? Like, it's over. I'm like, all right, well, anyways, get out. I'm sorry. It's not funny, but it really is funny. Like, if you think about it, like, that may have been why everybody just kind of got like weirdly hooked on being with me, I guess. Like, why they may have been like, oh my gosh, the ultimate partner. Like, especially back then when I was just like, oh yeah, I'm a girl or whatever. But like, that certainly explains like why they may have been so interested, because they were just like, oh my goodness, like totally uninterested in a relationship with me, and they're like totally chill. And I'm like, oh no, I'm literally only chill because like I don't know what else I'm supposed to do, number one. So let's just start there. Don't know what else I'm supposed to be doing, but also I am chill because I don't want to do this again. I don't want to. And it also makes sense too when I think about like how I was engaging in the act. Like, it was very much like a science experiment. Like I was telling my friend Yolanda, I was like, yeah, I was like, okay, so I didn't like it this way. You know, I didn't like it on my back, don't like it on my stomach, didn't like it on top, didn't like it on the floor, didn't like it in the chair, didn't like it anywhere. I'm sorry, listen, but I didn't. But I think one of the hardest things about this is like when there's not language, like this is why things like pride are so important and the awareness is so important. It's because if this kind of language was available when I was younger, I would have understood and I probably would not have engaged. Maybe I would have because I'm a curious kitten, but I think even after doing it like the one time, I would have been like, yeah, this is not for me. This is not for me. This isn't a good time. Let me be free. I'm like, are they even? No. Do I care? Also no. Sorry for the mouth noises. But I think if you're someone out there right now who is, I'm not going to say concerned because that sounds weird. Are you concerned that you're ace? But if you think that you might be, like, let me just tell you, don't do it. Don't do the thing. I know that there are going to be people who are going to tell you, like, oh, well, how do you know if you don't try it? And to that, I would say there are a lot of things that I know I'm not going to enjoy without trying them. Everybody knows this, right? Like, I know I'm not going to enjoy, what is that thing when you fling yourself out of a perfectly good plane for reasons? Skydiving. There we go. I know I'm not going to enjoy that, right? There's no reason for me to attempt it, right? I know that. And people could be like, well, how would you know? Because I know my level of fear. I know that I would not enjoy a situation where there really was a potential for me to actually die, especially when I'm currently in my living era. You know what I mean? I'm like, yes. And that's rare, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, not always in that era. Like a lot of times I'm like, let's go, let the world end. I'm finished. I'm over it. Let me be free, right? But whenever I'm in my living era, I'm just like, yeah, absolutely not. But also even when I'm not in my living era, like, baby, I don't want to like plummet from a plane. So I'm aware of that. Like, I don't want to see that coming. That's not a good time. Like, absolutely not. So there's a lot of things in life. My point is, there's a lot of things in life that you know that you don't want to try, like anal. So there's just things that you know that, right? And I just think that if you feel in your spirit, in your heart, that's not for you, that, you know, you kind of really don't want to try that, then don't. Because I will tell you, after multiple tons and tons of exploration, my final the final boss, the final thing that I did, that I figured out to just kind of like end, you know, the activity so that it would just be over faster, is I figured out how to like have an O in like 3.5 seconds flat, just like boom. Because then I was just like, oh, I'm finished. I'm dying. I'm so sorry. But I was literally just like, well, I'm finished. You better hurry up. Like, it was a catch-up game. And it didn't matter. Like, you know, are you with a woman? Doesn't matter then. I'm just like this, like I said before, the smells and the sounds of it, just disgusting. And I don't really like all the liquid. So all the juice. Ugh. So it's just like not really gonna be my thing. Now, here's the other side of this that I do want to tell you. With the exception of those who absolutely experience like zero sexual attraction, a large amount of people who are ace still enjoy self-pleasure. I'm gonna say that. I'm sure I can. Thanks, YouTube. I'm at the end of the video. Still enjoy self-pleasure. So like, you don't have to think that because you enjoy fantasy and you have like a vivid sexual fantasy world and it's really sexy for you and you have a good time and you very lovely, you know, it doesn't mean you're any less ace. I just want you to know that, because there's a spectrum of it, right? So it doesn't mean that just because you like to get your own rocks off with yourself that you're like not ace. You still are, you know, you just don't want to do it with anybody else. Like, here's the thing, in the fantasy world, right? All the dirty, nasty, disgusting, downright unmentionable things that I would like, these things are all under my control. There's no one else making it weird, right? No one's gonna hurt me, because this is, unless I want them to. But this is all in here, right? So it's perfectly safe. I'm super safe. Everything's lovely. I feel great. But in the real world, that's not really possible, and it comes with all the noises and shit, so, you know, all that slapping. All right. I really feel like I'm about to make a mistake with this lip color, but we're doing it anyway because I'm actually gonna stream for a little bit. I've started streaming on YouTube, a smidgen. Oh, it's not a mistake. Good. Because all of the goings on with Twitch are just a lot. And if you are a Twitch streamer, or you just like games, or you like to watch people game, or you just want to come hang out, I highly recommend showing up on my other channel, Audra Reigns Games, so that you can enjoy. Also, just a side note, I know that there's people who are going, that's not how you spell Reigns, but it is how you spell Reina, so that's my middle name. And it's a play on my middle name. You know what? I really just want to say Dose of Colors and Nima Tang broke their foot off in this bitch, because this is like, honestly, come on now. Gorgeous. Am I a slut? No. But yes. That is it. The look is fire. I look super cute, and even my hair looks cute, babes. I'm killing it today. And yeah, I will see you in the next one where we will chat about things. All right. Toodaloo.